Hello, it's Twyla. I'm back with a new video. I'm hungry. And so I wanted to also address some people got offended when I made a comment about, well, one person, Yolanda Vick. How are you? I don't think she got offended. She just addressed that wasn't the case in her family. And that is great black men in her family, been married 50 years. That's what I'm eating. And so I had a great video on this already. I had to redo it. Cause I displayed something personal, and I tried to edit it, and it wouldn't edit right. Arrow, I'm trying to so it's hard enough sometimes hearing on these videos. My husband is off and cooking today. But I cooked this the other day. In fact, last Monday. I had the good sense, because the container that I froze it in got full. So, anyway, I didn't mean, of course, I didn't mean all black men. Hell, do me a favor, please, put this in, because I don't want to have to get up and make a mess. This stuff got cold. I wasn't addressing all black men, of course not. So, Yolanda Vick mentioned that her family members are great men. And yes, and people, they come from a different generation. They were raised to be men. Put on like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Please, thank you so much. But realizing what our communities have gone through, Jim Crow, just discrimination, housing discrimination, job discrimination, all kinds of discriminations. Also, we've gone through, and I think that explains a lot about our current state of black community. I was too young for all this stuff. In the 70s, they had all kind of drug crisis, like people on heroin, people on all kinds of illicit drugs. And in 60s, I guess 70, I don't know, black people got caught up in a lot of drug issues that harmed our communities. Then here come the 80s, late 70s, 80s, all the way up. Here come crack. Here come drug dealers, gang members, gang stuff. And people with crack babies. So I come to understand a lot of the family dynamic and being taught proper ways, and at some point black people just got all expressive about stuff. but it tended to trend all in one direction. Everybody thinking alike, looking alike, dressing alike, acting alike, and you don't seem to get respect if you don't act a certain way. I've had people tell me, you don't use a lot of slang. I don't know why you don't use a lot. I said, I use slang. I know slang, but I know how to speak proper English too. And I mean, I know that $1,000 is a rack. I'd rather just say $1,000 or or a grand or whatever. But my point is, so I'm trying to express myself. So there's a lot of incontinuity. Okay, Errol, that should be good, please. Thank you. The plate. But sit it on inside on top of another plate before you grab it out, because it's going to be hot. Thank you. So I don't want you to get burned. I had put them up because the dishes were washed. So at some point you got to put them up. So a lot of continuity has been lost. We had the prison crisis. It's a lot of stuff. So a lot of our black men didn't have fathers, which was important, but if you didn't have a good father, that wasn't important. He don't need to be in the home. So it seemed like a lot of black men. Huh?
You got any more of this stuff?
Yes, a bowl somewhere. It don't have no chicken in it though. So a lot of black men got caught up in stuff. And then I noticed it's weird. Black people a lot of us, we don't like each other. For whatever reasons, I've had to deal with that. I could tell people just meet me. You don't know nothing about me. Look at me. They don't like me. Which I don't care. A lot of our black men went through stuff. I covered a good deal on that last video. So they're not prepared to be. So like my generation, people born in the 60s, they were a victim of a lot of this stuff. And then you have mothers who didn't put in the time, if they were single mothers, to correct their sons. My mother was a single mother, and she was a single mother by choice. She did not have to be a single mother, but she had her kids, and she decided both of my children's father didn't pan out. So my father, for whatever reasons, he was all controlling, didn't want her to go nowhere. And her first husband, for all whatever his stuff was. Oh no, I got something on my face. So anyway, my mother, we grew up in LA, all over LA. We even lived in South Central LA. People hear South Central LA and they think, oh, no, some of the nicest homes and all kinds of stuff in South Central LA. Okay. Now, my mother was hard on my brothers. Because when we were growing up, you was dealing with the gang phenomenon. If that wasn't bad enough, because the gang phenomenon came along around in the late 70s, mid-70s, late 70s. And my mother was determined to keep my brothers out of jail and out of gangs. And she let them know, don't be bringing no stuff to my house. I don't want to hear nothing about no gang banging, drug dealing. Yep. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear no mess. Don't come to my house with nothing. Don't say, oh, I found this on the street. My mother was hard on my brothers. She get mad at them, she pick up a pot. Now, I ain't talking about no little small. She'll pick up a cast iron skillet and throw at them. My mama, she was a sweet woman, I'm going to tell you that. She didn't play. Now, none of my brothers, except, was generally as, my brothers weren't women abusers. They weren't like that. But they had their problems with, everybody had problems, grew up and had problems in relationships. My mother didn't side with them against women if they were wrong. She told you wrong, son. And you need to do right. So a lot of our generation suffered from coming up and dealing with stuff. Then add that to it. Here come the crack cocaine epidemic, which I already mentioned, and all of that. Here come hip hop, which has done a lot toward the degradation of. I know what I'm talking about. I'm getting to that. Did a lot toward the degradation of black morality, like calling women names, and then women taking on that stuff today. Let me tell you, call me any name you want. I didn't grow up hearing my mother and them calling each other itches. What? They might say that wench, that heifer, that's whatever. They didn't call each other the B word. That wasn't common. So a lot has gone. Now, see, follow me. So this is why a lot of black men have not become the type of husbands that Yolanda Vick's uncles were. And I guarantee you, there was some strong training in that family. Okay. I don't know. I don't think so. No. Run to Trader Joe's and get some. Then, so, when people don't have training, I thank God my brothers didn't have, they grew up to have their problems, but not them problems. So, then a lot of black men haven't been willing to marry. So I started out dating American men. And I had a first husband. He was good in one way. He was American. But he watched his mama get beat up by his daddy. And he watched his mama take it. I didn't watch my mama get beat up by my daddy because my daddy didn't beat my mama. And believe me, if he had tried, there was going to be some problem. So, I didn't grow up with no fear of being around a man. Can't speak. I've had to be a strong girl, young lady, woman all my life. So I wasn't saying all black men, but those are some reasons why. This is delicious. One day I'm going to try this dish, make it with, and put some white non-alcoholic wine in it too. The sauce came out perfect. Clean hands, semi-clean. So that's a reason why. Thank you. That's a reason why a lot of black men. Oh, but this is the kick clincher, and I'm just now finding this out. You know, in the 50s, all throughout history, 30s, 40s, I don't know. Finding out a lot of black men have been either touched wrong or straight up messed up, and even by their families. That's a fact. So now, that's a problem. You're dealing with somebody being abused, and you don't know. They just get set off so quick. They got, oh God, I hate that happen to anybody. Yes. And a lot of this stuff just started coming out in like the 80s. A lot of y'all were really, really young, but I was old enough to know and hear what was going on. You start hearing TV commercials about child molestation and thank you. Excuse me. Hearing about all these incidents. And you know Donnie McClurkin? Abused by his uncle. So now I can understand a lot of black men have been abused. So it's really hard for them. Y'all see my Argo box? Excuse me. This is old. Of course, as you can see, this is the back. I had it on Velcro on my kitchen wall at my last house. Well, my Palm Springs house. I've had this box a long time. This is a only, and here's what is this? Here's the top. So I bought this box of starch. This had to be, 30-something years ago, 20-something years ago. And I said, I'm keeping this. And I have. So Um, a lot of black men and women been abused. But we thought just women have been abused, no black men, and that's been a problem in relationships. So Donnie McClurkin, that's one famous man that has expressed his abuse. Shamar Moore, he said he's been abused. Okay, Don Lemon was abused, taken advantage of, and that led to his lifestyle. Tyler Perry, he had some stuff. Wasn't from, I don't think it was from his stepfather. I think he experienced a lot of meanness from his stepfather. Who else? Oh God, I love him. Mykelti Williamson. I met him at I didn't meet him at the post office in LA. We had a post office by the airport. And I think it stayed open either all night or up until midnight. And it was just cool. You could go in there. Sometimes you find a parking space easy. Sometimes you have to circle and come back. Or if you just wanted to put something into the box, you could do that. And I reached in there one day. I had to mail something. Errol, close the door, please. Please, please, please. Thank you. So I went there, and I was in line, and Mykelti Williamson came in the door, and I wanted to say hi to him. I was in front of him. Probably 4 or 5 people in front, and he was in like the back of the line. And I very discreetly said, "Bubba, how you doing, Bubba?" Something like that. I said. Well, I didn't want to put him on blast. And then white people probably didn't know what I was talking about. The ones over there, they probably never caught on. That's what mostly would be in the line over there. A lot of Caucasian people. And, excuse me. Anyway. Me know home about Caucasian people. Caucasian people. But that's who were in the line. And I said, "Bubba, well, hi, Bubba." Something I said it like that. I could have got his number. But guess what? My mama was with me or somebody was with me. And I just couldn't, how you can meet somebody and it's just like, you just had a few minutes, more minutes. So that situation. So anyway, I just said hi, and he just he looked at me, and he wasn't rude. He did some kind of physical gesture, right? So when I got up to the line to be called next, Mykelti Williamson, Bubba, said, "Who you sending a love letter to?" In front of all those people. And I laughed so hard. But yeah, I met him. And oh my God, I wish I had just wrote down my number and put it in his hand. And so I went out. I don't know who was with me. I think it was my mom. But I went out to the car. And I don't think it was my mother. I think I was dating somebody. And he was an American. And keeping tabs on me. And I think, and I think he must have been, see, that's insecurity. He must have been piercing through and probably saw the exchange and came in after it was over. I'm so mad I could have met Mykelti. Not to be no boy, even a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I mean, we're in the same age range and stuff. He's older than me. But he was molested. And I think pretty horribly. His mom used to leave him and his, I think, a brother or a sister. She was a good working mother. She left them with the neighbor. She trusted her neighbor, and the neighbor violated her son. But kudos to Mykelti, who went through whatever, and he's a man, and he's had some issues, but he's over them. And so yeah, black men have been molested. Another one, Bishop Noel, Errol, your food. Bishop Noel Jones. I don't know to what extent, because when you hear these things, you don't know. Oh, and we as women, we cannot imagine that happening to us, being raped. That's why I'm upset with this election. This man accused of rape. Anyway, so a lot of people, even men of all races, they're not available to be these men. But I'm very disappointed in black men, because they join together on the wrong content, on the wrong thing. I don't like Kamala Harris. She's a woman. How's she not qualified? She a lawyer. Is Trump a lawyer? If he was a lawyer, he probably wouldn't have messed up all them businesses. So a lot of people, and then this is the thing, when you have a choice in life. My husband's father died in 2006, and they had been estranged. And and he had good reason to be estranged, and I'm not going into that. And his father was getting really sicker. And they were telling him, he said, well, Twyla, what should I do? Should I call him? Because the last time he talked to his father, the conversation wasn't great, and he wasn't calling him no more. I said, well, Errol, one thing you have in life right now, and that's a powerful word, is choice. Choice. That's what they said on the abortion issue. Choice, pro-choice. People give people a choice. Anyway, I said, you have a choice. Your father is alive. You can talk to him. So you have that choice. You let him, if he die and he expire, he becomes deceased, the choice is gone. So he chose to talk to his father. So that's what I'm saying. So Yolanda Vick, I meant no harm against your family, your uncles. Seemed like they were great people. But it's a lot of black, and if we don't discuss these things, they will continue. They're probably going to continue anyway, because human nature. But I'm very disappointed in every black man to give that man one vote after all he did to denigrate and hurt black people. So anyway, I'm going to end this one. I think that pretty much explained it. I got a minute. Somebody sent me a video. Excuse me. Send me a video about a woman, a black woman. And she was, Van Jones had said on CNN that this situation has probably really shattered the hopes and dreams of a lot of young black women. And this black woman, no grace, no mercy, no nothing. She got a show though. She got I think she got about 300,000 followers. And I guess she's negative and right wing and a Trump supporter. And I ain't care about Kamala. Kamala wasn't even black. And Kamala this, and I don't like what she did in California. And I said, wow, jealousy. 8% of black women, I'm mad at them too. 8%. So basically, he got 28% of the black vote.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's high. That's near enough. Remember how the Hispanics used to be at like
Yeah.
30%? That's almost like them numbers. Whoa, that's a kind of increase, 28%.
So you voted against civil
Whoa.
rights, voting rights, all the stuff Martin Luther King fought for. We never thought we would get. You know, civil rights have made a lot of people rich, but for a horrible reason. I remember I saw, the George Floyd family. They probably got $100 million. I don't even know what they got. I need to go see what they got. That's civil rights. You just throwing that away. It's oh. The cold part about this election is, if they cheated, they'll perfect it the next time. Democrats will never be able to win. This the stubbornness of human nature is astounding. Astounding. But the funny thing is, a lot of them black men as Trump supporters, if they end up back in prison, they'll never get out. Ever. Even in the state of California, they won't get out. How do you vote against yourself? It's like the forest voting for the axe. Voting for Trump is like the forest voting for the axe. Okay? It's like Jews voting for Hitler, and some of them did. Okay? So it's like paper voting for fire. What? So I'm very upset, and I'm going to express my discontent. I know we'll be vindicated in history, but we'll probably never be able to make a difference in another election. Because we should have sent that man wherever he needed to go and went on. But we weren't, gas. And my last thing I have to say, I want to know one person who was paying cheap rent under Trump. I want to know the person where gas was $1, $2, $3. I want to know. I want to know the person where everything was a steak. You can go in the store and get a big steak for $5. I remember one time I bought my husband a steak. I had went to the store. I had just left his house, and I ended up going to the store by where he lived. I wanted something out the store. I used to never go in that store, but I said I'm gonna go in that store, and it was called Stater Brothers, and I don't know if it's still there. Is Stater Brothers still in Bellflower?
Yeah.